Hey guys, it's Ver here. Got a Grand Archive TCG open in here for you. Got a couple of goodies from the Kickstarter, as well as a couple of other goodies to show you guys here today. Um, Started opening the starter kit, already got the plastic wrap off, and then I realized I should turn on the camera. So this starter kit is from the Kickstarter. Has 2 decks and some packs in there as well to help you tweak the deck. Um, Make them yours. Got the promotional card pack here as well. And then as side goodies, I have some Lorraine sleeves from a merch day that I'll be using to sleeve up some of the cards here, as well as a Clumsy Apprentice promotional pack from one of the tabletop simulator tournaments that the dev team put on for everybody. I got that as a door prize. They're really good about the tournaments, not just handing out stuff to the winners, but winners get to walk away with some cool things, and they raffle off a ton of prizes as well. There's actually another one here in a couple hours, but if you're keen to play Grand Archive, hop on by the Discord. There's plenty of people to teach you how to play, and there'll be plenty of tournaments in the future as well. But let's start now into the main event, which is all this Kickstarter goodies. So we got, get this box open. We got 2 decks, as well as some packs of the Prelude variety and a couple of extra cards. Let's get these out of the way. Alright, let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start with... So in Grand Archive, you got different classes. You got in the starter kit here a warrior deck and a mage deck, but they also give you some cards. We'll go ahead and open this pack up here. Give you some cards so that if you want to play the Tamer class or the Assassin class, you can make changes and play one of those as well. Although you will need the lower level Tamer and Assassin cards to do that. So you might have to combine with a Kickstarter booster box if you want to play those. But let's crack into these decks. And get them open. Alright, so we got the Warrior deck open here, and it is a wind-based deck. You got your Spirit of Wind, your Lorraines, all the way to level 3, and you got yourself some swords to go along with that. Prismatic Edge here is pretty sweet. It's a 3 damage sword, and when it enters, it gets some special effects based on the elements of cards that get revealed. And that's those 12 cards there are your material deck. The other 60 cards in here are the main deck, and I'm just going to kind of run through it quickly, but you got yourself some Banner Knights, some Crusaders, Honorable Vanguards, Weaponsmith, Dream Fairy, Disorienting Winds, Favorable Winds, Got Crux Sight, Spirit Blade Ascension. This one's pretty cool. You can, when you play that one, you can take one of your swords and turn it into a different one. We also got some other things like Hurricane Sweep and Spirit Blade Ghost Strike. So that's pretty sweet there. Let's take a quick look here at the Rye deck as well. So Rye here, it's a fire deck, but you can play any of the classes with any of the base elements. But this one's fire, and Rye is a mage, and his whole thing is charging up his laser and blasting you for your whole health bar. So you got Crystal of Empowerment to give you some levels, some cards in here that help you draw cards, and the Prism to help you find those cards you need to finish off the opponent. And then, yeah, in here, various helpful cards. But some of the big fun ones in here, you got your Creative Shock, helps you draw cards and filter to the cards you want. Also, shout out to the podcast of the same name, the Creative Shock Podcast. You got Limelight and Gaz from Australia putting out some great Grand Archive content there. Just give them a check out. But as to the Rye deck, you want to use your Fireballs and your Arcane Blasts to take out your opponent in a single turn. So pretty fun stuff in here. Let's get into the Prelude packs. Alright. Pack number 1. And the Prelude packs here, they're a select pool, not the full set in here, but some cards that kind of go along with these two decks and give you an idea of what the game's like. So we got the Bauble of Abundance, Regalia to draw some cards, Conceal, Deflect an Edge. You'll see this card a lot. It's great. When you use it, you prevent 3 attack damage during a turn. Idle Thoughts, another pretty good one. Lets you look at the top 4 cards of your deck and rearrange them. And it's also got Floating Memory. So for those who may not be familiar with Grand Archive, when you're playing cards from your material deck, normally you'd have to banish cards from your memory. But if you've got Floating Memory in your discard, you can use those instead. This pack feels like it was kind of made for Rye. Got a couple of strictly mage cards, and then Increasing Danger counts as a mage card as well. So that's a pretty good pack there. Let's hop into the next one. Let's give the pull tab a try. Nope. Scissors are the way. Alright. Veiling Breeze. Really great card that can prevent a lot of damage. Sparkalite. Your prototypical burn card. Deals unpreventable damage wherever you send it. Another deflecting edge. And this pack, definitely a little more warrior centric. Fortunately, the deck is wind, so devastating blow. I'd have to really swap some cards between these two to make that work. But these two here are some of my favorites. You've got Galahad. He's an ally that can attack using sword weapons you have. Normally your allies don't get to use their weapons, but Galahad is a Chad and gets to borrow them. And then Spirit Blade Infusion, when you use this one, it gives your swords more power, and when they hit a champion, you get to draw a card. So very nice cards from that pack. Definitely happy about that. Not quite yet time to break out the sleeves. That'll be for the promo packs here at the end. Tempered Steel, pretty good card in Fire. Floating Memory, and if you're playing Warrior or another class that has some weapons, you give your weapons durability counters. But definitely Warrior is the heaviest user of weapons currently in the game. Swift Recruit is amazing in Wind. Everyone in Wind should be running it. It's intercept, helps protect your champion, and when it dies, gives you floating memory. Ooh, and Second Wind. This one's good because it lets you swing with an ally and then wake them up and swing with them again. So if you got someone with pretty good attack power, lets you swing with them twice. Alright, we got one more Prelude pack. Let's see what's in here. Oh, squirrels. As you may not know, the odds of death by squirrel are low, but never zero. It's a free 1/1. It can get you. Ooh, Flame Swordsman. This guy's cool. If you're a mage or a warrior and you're in fire, you got this guy to be a nice attacker and give you some floating memory. Blazing Throw here. Pretty fun card. You sacrifice a weapon to hit something for 4 damage. And the flavor text is, tossing away your weapon is either stupid or genius, with little room for in between. And ooh, spicy, spicy, spicy. If you're an assassin or a warrior in fire, you might consider Rending Flames. It's a 3 power attack card, but if you banish 3 fire cards from your bin when you play it, you'll deal double damage. So those are pretty good. Now let's get into the Clumsy Apprentice promo pack. So again, I got this from prize support provided by the devs for one of the tabletop simulator tournaments they've done. But there's a chance in here of a foil version of the promo. Let's see what we get. And alright, we got a non-foil. Let's try to get that one real good on camera. Love the art. And pretty good card too. You take a little damage when you play it, but it lets you draw a card. Alright. Last and certainly not least, we've got the Kickstarter promotional cards pack. starting off, we've got us a foil Arcanist's Prism. So if we go back to the Mage deck here a second, same card, button foil, and with a Kickstarter stamp. Next up, we got Clarent, Sword of Peace, foil promo. Endura, Scepter of Ignition. Prismatic Edge. This one's gorgeous. Let's get some different angles and show off that foiling. And the Alternate Art Library Witch in foil. And those four, that's what the sleeves are for. Let's break into these sleeves. Let's take another look at that Library Witch here, now that I got it in a sleeve. Try and put it in the camera, but not too close to the light. It looks like autofocus is going to betray me. But gorgeous art, gorgeous foiling. And we'll do a close-up at the back of these sleeves as well, which are also foil. And then I'll sleeve up the rest of these here. But very excited to have some cards in hand finally. In my case, it's been a very, very long 4 months, but I know that some of the early supporters, early backers, ambassadors, they've been waiting to get cards in hand for over a year now. Very exciting times seeing Kickstarter fulfillment, and very eager to get some games in face to face and on webcam, which if you're interested in, I recommend joining the Discord, which I will put in the description. I'll also be putting link to Creative Shock, and I'll also put a link to a webpage that I'm working with Crown and a couple other folk from the community called Gator, Grand Archive Tournament Reports, gator.card.co. And if you want to see what kind of competitive lists people are working on right now, that will be a great resource for you. But very excited to have cards in hand, and thank you so much for giving this video a watch.